Hey folks, Poster, welcome back to another Pokemon Masters video, and tonight it should be the night when, rumored that the new evolutions, or actually was it confirmed in the game? I don't even know, but anyways, should be tonight, probably, that the evolutions for all these sync pairs should be dropping. So I thought, it'd be a good time to go over them a bit, their stats and all that, and thanks to Game Press, we do have the numbers up on the website that we could look at right now. So here's the thing, the reason why we're actually going over them, because not that they're really that important per se, it's just that some folks, obviously you want to evolve them all, but not everyone has enough evolution shards or crystals, to my understanding, to evolve them all, right? They are quite limited, and if you haven't been playing since like the beginning of the game, or maybe I think like December or something, you might not have enough gems or crystals, or whatever they're called, crystals and shards, I think, to evolve all of them. So let's go over a few of them that I think would be a slightly higher priority than the others to evolve, and we'll look over all of them, right? So in general, for those who don't know what an evolution does, basically, which most of you guys do know, right? It just like raises some stats. You don't get like new moves or whatever generally. Most of them are just new stats. So, first of all, the one that everyone should be looking at to evolve first, right, is their Dusclops into a Dusknoir? I don't know. Dusknoir. So, reason being, it's just the best of all of these, honestly. It's just really, really good. There really isn't much of a replacement yet. Like, sure, you could, potentially in the future, you could maybe use Sabrina to replace the Dire Hit plus all, right? But like at the moment, you just don't have much to replace it with. Like, even, when Sabrina does come, you do have some unique features with Dusknoir, which such as like Pass It On, right? Which is one of the the best skills in the game, passive for supports, right? And you also, that works very, very well with, and I think I just clicked on something, Super Training Machine, works very, very well with Double Edge, which can help you take yourself out, right? So you could pass on the stats as soon as possible. And for Dusknoir, Dusclops evolving, you do get like a decent amount of bulk, right? So before you evolve, let me just open up Dusclops real quick. And there you go. Before you evolve, you have like a lot of bulk, right? 649, and then Dusknoir, you get much more bulk. You get 681 bulk, according to I would assume what is the Game Press's formula for bulk, right? And I mean, it's good bulk, and that's basically what you're raising it for. Like, sure, you get like 4 more like physical attack too, which is again not that big of a deal. You're just mainly getting the bulk. You're getting more HP, more, I believe, defense, and also special defense, right? And also slightly more speed, which is really beneficial as well. Barely any special attack or attack. Then again, you're a support. The only reason why you'd want more attack would be just to take yourself out a bit quicker with Double Edge. Although this would be slightly slower after that, but you do want more bulk so you could draw aggro for certain sync pairs, right? So at 681, you do draw aggro from a decent amount of sync pairs. There are a few that unfortunately you still don't draw aggro from, so like Mew, right? Mew at 5 stars at level 120, that's 712 bulk, so you're still not drawing aggro from Mew, unfortunately, right? Unless you max promotion it, which 797, that's more bulk than a non-max promoted 5-star Mew, right? So that's unfortunate, but you do draw bulk from a decent amount of sync pairs. Let me see if I could find a the bulk list over here. Here, talk about Pokemon bulk. Hopefully they update. Yep, they did update it. So you do surpass Samurott if you ever have these two in on a team setting, and these two are good pairs for double supports, right? Because Samurott, you got speed buffs, right, as well as a much better attack buff than Dusknoir. Dusknoir's attack buff, like, it's not bad, it just takes a while before you could actually get +6 attack. With Samurott, it's much easier, 2 two turns down, then you're at +6. Dusknoir, you have to take a while to get to +6, but Dusknoir, you do have the dire hit buff, which Samurott doesn't have, and you also have move gauge buffs, which goes very, very well with the speed buffs for the Samurott. So with that, you could actually, with the added bulk from the evolution, you are much more bulkier than Samurott, so you don't have to worry too much about that. So moving on, some other ones you should probably evolve, and the other one is Samurott for basically the exact same reasons, right? Just so you could be more bulkier than, let's see, Aegislash, Servine, Leaf, and Eevee, and Dusclops if you don't evolve your Dusclops, right? So obviously these are both, you know, Gasha, these are all summable sync pairs, right? So some might have one and not the other, so this really helps. But anyways, yeah, you're basically evolving Samurott for the bulk, and this is a lot of bulk. Like Oshawott to Duat, you know, not too much of a difference, right? There's no one in between that really matters. Well, there's no one in between, period. So it doesn't really matter. But the Duat to like Samurott jump, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 other sync pairs that you leap over, right? With Samurott, right? So that's a really good upgrade as well, right? You do have to use crystals on Samurott, and honestly, for crystals, because you know crystals are a bit more expensive and hard to come by than shards. Let's see. Crystals, is Samurott the best use for crystals? Yes. Like the only other one is what? Scolipede, right? Ooh, Scolipede. Okay, here's the thing. Scolipede is also a decent candidate to evolve, but in comparison, like, oops. Let me undo that. Okay. Whirlipede and Scolipede, like the difference isn't really that large, honestly. Which is why I don't really care too much for Scolipede into Whirlipede. Bring them up to level 120 now that the standard for 4 stars is 120. Which Game Fresh should probably fix out if they ever get the time. But yeah, Whirlipede 326 attack, Scolipede 345 attack. That's what, 19 or something stats, right? A buff in attack rate, so that's not really that big of a jump for attack, and you know that's basically the stat that you want. You do get a bit more speed as well, right, which is nice. 375 to 389, right? That also helps, but like again, the jump isn't like that insane, right? It's like lower than a Gears stat boost, or you know, max out 2-star Gears stat boost, which you know might be an unfair comparison, but you know, you just don't get that much from it in comparison, right? But yeah, this is also a decent candidate, but if you only have like only one set of crystals, I think that's like 5 crystals, or was it 2 crystals or 5? I can't remember. But you know, if you only have enough to evolve one, I'd probably go with Samurott over Scolipede. And also, before I forget about this, just because it came to mind, if you know, if any of these are like your favorite Pokemon or whatever, just go for it. You know, the difference between evolving a Pokemon isn't really that large. Like, sure, you get a stat boost, but like most of them aren't even that big of a boost. So obviously, just go for like your number one priority. Just should be whichever Pokemon you like, right? If you're a huge Hariyama fan, then go for Hariyama. If you like Rapidash a lot, go for Rapidash, right? But aside from that, you know, we're gonna keep going here. But yeah, main point, not that big of a increase, but if you do have any spares, this would be a good option as well. Moving on to some that evolve through shards mostly. For shards, a really, really good option is Probopass, right? Probopass is just such a great support. Like, Study Buddies is just one of the best support moves in the game. It's sharply raised special attack and speed. So sharply raised speed and special attack. And also got Wide Guard as well, which is also great. And then X Defense All. It's not the greatest. Actually, it got much better, honestly, with the with the buff from the enemy sync move. Now that they don't erase your buffs, right? But generally, Probopass is probably one of the better supports in the game, so this would be a really decent one to use your shards on. Just looking at the stats, Nosepass used to be, like, most supports are generally pretty bulky, but Nosepass is just one of the ones that aren't as bulky, just because it starts out at 3-star, and now it does go to level 115 now, right? It's a bit hard to slide, so it's slightly better, but also evolving it would help it a lot, in that field as well, right? So you're getting from a 577 bulk to 594 bulk. If we go back to the bulk list, 594, that would be higher than Delibird. Wow, really? 594, that's higher than Delibird. Wow. Okay, it really is higher than Delibird, and it used to be all the way, I can't even find it. Oh, there it is, Probopass. Well, no, that's not Nosepass. Oh, there it is. There's Nosepass. Yeah, it used to be one of the weaker bulk supports in bulk, but now with the new level caps and evolution, Probopass is much better in that category. So Probopass is probably one of the musts. And let's see what else here. Medicham is also a decent one. Medicham is a decent buffer. Once Sabrina comes out, once Sabrina and maybe Alyssa, right, or Signatude Alyssa comes out, it might not be as powerful, but still, it's a decent one, because you get sure hit twice, right? You got 2 uses here for sure hit and sure crit, or not sure crit. It's raise crit. Okay, never mind. You do get a sure hit and then raise crit, and also X attack all from Medicham. You're not going to use it for DPS, unfortunately, still, and also it doesn't have a mega. So you're not going to use it for DPS, even though, generally people think of Medicham as a DPS unit, but it's a support, and it's a really good support after all these changes. Its bulk 609. Wow, that's a huge jump as well, right? Again, this isn't entirely accurate, since they didn't implement the level caps yet, right? But at least for the 5 stars, you know who you're higher than, right? 609. Okay, that'll be higher than Oshawott, Meganium, Delibird. That's a lot. That's a lot of bulk. So Medicham's another decent one, right? Some that I think folks should probably avoid. I mean, honestly, like, if you're not in a hurry, maybe just wait for Battleville to come out first before you evolve any of these, just because maybe, like, right now, stuff like Aurorus, stuff like Seismitoad, Electrode, like, they're, like, almost completely useless. Like, it's just really hard to find any stage to make them much use in, right? So it's probably better just to wait for Battlevilla first before you evolve any of these. But if you do want to evolve them now, again, we'll just keep on going, right? So for some other options, for DPS, Rourke and Rampardos are a decent pair, right? Especially if you don't have Olivia. Like, let's move this. Let's pump this up to 115 again. You do get a decent buff in damage, and for DPS units, for strikers, that's basically what you want to do. That's what you want anyways, right? 336 all the way up to 358. Not a huge boost, but you'll take what you get, right? And, it's a striker. You want damage. You're getting damage. You're still getting a bit of speed as well, right? Oh, that's not too much speed. Never mind. Barely any speed. And HP is a huge thing for Rourke, right? Just because of the recoil damage from head smash. But yeah, those are basically the ones that you probably want to prioritize if you don't have enough of these items. We'll look over the other ones, but yeah, I wouldn't really suggest prioritizing any of your evolution items on these just yet before the Battlevilla comes out, right? So Meowstic is kind of sad. It's really not that great overall, right? You do get a boost in speed, which makes you like the 8th quickest in the game, which is pretty good, right? But it's just that Psybeam, XP, Thunder Wave. Maybe you could use Thunder Wave a bit more now that, you know, that paralysis synergy is more widely of a thing, right? It could be slightly useful, maybe, if you could ever find any use for that. Meowstic, you do get some speed buffs. Obviously, bulk buff is also important. Well, it's not like a bulk buff, but, you know, all the other stats buff, which increases the general bulk, which is, you know, what you want in something like Meowstic as a tech unit. So it's like all the other stats are kind of irrelevant. I mean, okay, if you want to do like some damage with Psybeam, I guess, but like, why would you? Moving on, Seismitoad, again, not too much use at the moment. Palpitoad to Seismitoad, let's bump that up again. 115. Let's compare the stats. Seismitoad is like special and physical, right? Yeah, special and physical. Again, it's tech unit. You're not here to deal damage, but you know, some people who don't have like any ground type units, like if you don't have any ground type units, just use Hapu. Like if you really need a ground type unit, Hapu's just better than Seismitoad in almost like all scenarios. Just well, here's the thing, it does more damage. You don't lower your opponent's speed or whatever, right? With Hapu. Accuracy, I guess, is the other one. That's not one shots lowers accuracy, right? Not speed. But yeah, bulldoze is speed, and then you got accuracy with Mudshot. But you know, Hapu just does much more damage, which again, this might be more useful in Battle Villa, but we'll have to see. Moving on, let's see, Electrode's actually not that bad in comparison to a lot of the other tech units, right? So for Electrode, I'm just gonna stop sliding the levels. You guys get the point, right? Electrode's really quick, so that's the 4th quickest without even, you know, going up here. Right, 442 speed. That's a lot, right, for a tech unit, right? Other than that, all the other stats are kind of relevant. Like, yeah, that's the thing with like tech units. It's really hard to like find relevant stats for most tech units, since most of them aren't, you know, damage dealing tech units. Obviously the damage is important, but for most of them it's just not that important. Same thing for Victreebel, unfortunately, right? I mean, it's cool. Honestly, most of these evolutions, you're just going for the ones that you like. I really don't see, other than a few of these, right? Other than like Dusknoir, Samurott, right? Other than these guys, maybe Scolipede, maybe Rampardos, Probopass, Metasham. Like other than these, like there really isn't too much of a point in evolving them. Just get like slightly nominally higher stats or marginally higher stats. In comparison to, oh, I like Aurorus. That's just much more valuable in my opinion. Okay, where were we at again? Oh yeah, Ramos and Victreebel. Here's Weepinbell. So again, none of these stats are really relevant. I mean, you could potentially do like some damage, like if you really just don't have any other options. If you don't have, you know, Sceptile or whatever, and this is like your only grass type shark, you're gonna have Roserade either. Bullet Seed, okay, sure, you get like a slight boost in like physical attack. Actually, oh, that's actually an okay amount over there. It's you know, it's not anything crazy, but like in comparison, it's not bad, I guess. What about speed? 20 in speed. Okay, that's a decent boost, I guess. That's a decent boost. But like, why would you use Victreebel anyways? If you have like Vileplume, Synchrid, Roserade, Sceptile, there's just so much more that you'd use before that. Brawly and Hariyama. Also not that relevant, unfortunately, in most stages. All it has going for it is HP, and like it doesn't even add up to like, it doesn't translate to bulk because like both your defenses are just so bad. So yeah, I mean, you get, you know, it gets slightly better bulk for 463 in comparison to what? Gotta up this again. This is slightly annoying. 531. Okay, that's not terrible, but then again, you only be ever using it for like break. Maybe a potion, right? Just breaking, you know, reflex, light screens, all that stuff. All right, last two. Aurorus. Aurorus is one of the probably like one of the least useful units in the game, just because like all it does, flinch and rock slide. Like if you don't like, and there are better units for lowering speed and you know, flinching, right? Like and if you're trying to use it for like rock type damage, there's so many more. There's just so many rock type units in this game that you like never get down the line to use Aurorus, right? So anyways, let's check out the stats. 176 attack. Some people really use Aurorus attack. I'm not kidding. 184 attack. That's 8 points. I mean, or not 8 points. 170. Oh, it is 8 points. Well, then that's not good at all. Unfortunately, no speed increase. Wow, Aurorus. Wait. Oh, okay, 5 points. I thought it was. I saw this as 2, but no. Yeah, Aurorus might be one of the worst increases. God, what? 17 or something HP. Yeah. The Aurorus increase is really bad. Last one, Blaine Rapidash. Blaine Rapidash, I mean, you got it's only here for Sun most of the part. As for the stats, some people use it to attack as well, because you know some people are, they just set up Sun and then just leave Rapidash in here for auto, right? So it starts using like flame wheel a lot. So I guess that's sort of relevant. 178, 175. Wow, that's really bad. Okay. That's really bad. Okay, you do get, wait, what's this power? 138, 141. Oh goodness. Poor Rapidash. Why would you evolve this at all? Other than the fact that, you know, you just want to evolve all of them and you have all the evolution shards that you need to evolve. It is the quickest in the game though, so there's that. There's that. But aside from that, wow. what was Ponyta before? This is really Ponyta? Oh, this really is Ponyta. 418, 438. Okay, so it got 20 points in speed. That's actually good. So the speed is good. But for those who are leaving it on auto, just to like, here's the thing with Rapidash, like you do not like, there's so many fire type strikers, Infernape, Torkoal, right? Potentially Red when that comes out. Red and Charizard, like they just do much more damage. Hilda, Emboar, Typhlosion even. don't use Ponyta to do damage. Like just come in, use Sunny Day, swap out into a damage dealer. Come in, Sunny Day, swap out. So like honestly, like these stats are really not that relevant. Like maybe the speed, okay, like for that, you know, 10-15 seconds that Rapidash is in the game, you get slightly quicker move gauge regens, which is the stat that it got, which is nice, right? Or if you're in single player, right? Speed obviously helps, but in co-op, come on. What are you doing? But anyways, there you go. That's a quick overview of all of the upcoming evolutions that are dropping potentially later today, as rumors say. Yeah, I will be streaming. Wait, will I be streaming? I don't know, but I'll be at least uploading videos of all of these evolutions, because I do have enough materials of all of them all. So if you guys want to, you know, check out their evolution stories, battles, all that stuff, you guys could tune into that. And yeah, again, that's me for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Just a quick overview. Well, not that quick. It's like what, 20 minutes. I guess a slightly detailed overview of all the stats increases of all the upcoming evolutions. And like and enjoy this video, so we're in chat for some more Pokemon Masters content. I'll see you guys tonight.